It's 7:51 on AM Tampa Bay, and we got one of our favorite folks here in the studio with us right now, Michael Francis, the director of the Florida Orchestra. And, of course, you've had a big weekend and have got some big weekends coming up here, but the Beethoven's Fifth that you did this weekend, and
now you got to check it out, Jack, with Joy ahead of time, right?
Yeah. We saw the rehearsal. Got to go to the rehearsal last week, and that was amazing. I mean, the orchestra itself is amazing, but you had a pianist in there on, I think it was Rachmaninoff's Concerto No. 2.
You're good, Jack. This is impressive. It's not even 8 o'clock in the morning, and you're nailing it. This is good. Well, good morning to you all.
And by the way, your English is getting better all the time.
I'm desperately trying. I have high standards to keep up to now. Valentina Lisitsa played Rachmaninoff's Second Piano Concerto, and she is absolutely phenomenal.
I've never seen anything like that. I mean, and she just goes at it and never misses a lick, and it's just like, it's overwhelming to see her on that piano.
I think actually seeing a piano being played live is almost like the pinnacle of human achievement. I don't understand how they play all those notes. I'm fortunate. I just have to wave a stick and not make much noise, and other people do it, and I take all the credit. It's marvelous. But actually, what she does is quite astonishing. And it was an amazing weekend. We had 3 completely sold-out houses. And,
wow.
So we were delighted with the audiences, and the response from the audience was fantastic. The musicians played wonderfully well. Great masterpieces. The goosebump quotient was on maximum. It was very, very exciting, I have to say.
Oh, I'm sure. Starting with the boom, 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 boom.
That's what they should have. They have noise meters. They should have a goosebump meter.
They should do.
At the Florida Orchestra.
That's an idea, a goosebump meter. I think they will be able to handle that. Now, let's see. We've got Bernstein's Broadway coming up this Friday, Saturday, and a Saturday
actually,
matinee
it's one
as
on
well.
Friday in Mossani at the Strand Centre, and 2 concerts on Saturday in Mahaffey. And Leonard Bernstein is 100 this year, and Leonard Bernstein is one of the greatest composers, conductors, pianists of our time. Maybe some people say the single greatest American musician. And he wrote, of course, most famously the music to West Side Story. Maria,
Terrific stuff.
Somewhere.
Maria, I just met a girl.
Keep going.
Keep going, Jake. This is
that's
great.
far enough.
And
Jeff will cut me off.
He's an absolutely marvelous composer. So we're really celebrating all these great Broadway hits. It's going to be a sensational concert with singers, including music from Candide, but of course West Side Story, and with Mambo. We'll have On the Town, and this will be a great chance for us to really celebrate this marvelous composer. He wrote symphonies, he wrote Broadway, he was a conductor, he was a great soloist, he was a brilliant educator. The man was too talented for his own good.
Now that the season is officially kicked off, things start to really get rolling here. And then on the 19th, I can't wait for this as well. I will be there absolutely at Mahaffey. The music of Queen.
Oh, yeah.
Queen
That's
Rock.
right.
It's going to be great. Now, you have a vocalist there that night as well.
That's right. We actually have sort of a full band with them as well. So it's going to be sort of, you want to hear the orchestra do Somebody to Love, Another One Bites the Dust, and of course a small unknown song called Bohemian Rhapsody.
Never heard of it.
No, never heard of it either, no. Apparently some dodgy British band, I'm not sure who
I'll
they
tell
are.
you, Freddie Mercury, Michael, has got to be such a tough one to hit, because that's such a unique vocalist right there in its own right.
Well, I think what we're very fortunate is we do manage to attract very, very gifted, and we have Brody Dolyaniuk, who will be the lead singer and guitarist, and I think he's a real expert at this. So if you enjoy the music of Queen and you want to hear it with luscious strings and brass in the background, do come along and hear that.
And by the way, Katie's putting this on Facebook right now. If you want to get in there very quickly, we've only got another minute or so to go, but I want to mention what's coming up there. Free Pops in the Park at Vinoy Park, and that's going to be October 20th. And it's room for about 20,000 people, and Tchaikovsky, Mendelssohn, Gershwin, movie music, 1812 Overture with fireworks. You got Disney in concert with film clips and music from Beauty and the Beast, Frozen, Lion King,
Take
and
your
several
kids.
other concerts.
That's great for the kids.
That's right. We do an awful lot for the children, and as Pops in the Parks concerts, I did it last year. 20,000 people. I felt like Freddie Mercury that night. That was astonishing. And also we're doing some concerts which we'll be showing the film, and the orchestra will be playing the soundtrack, which is a really wonderful way for it to really pop off the screen. We have Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban on October the 13th to the 14th. In fact, actually, I played on that original soundtrack when I was
That's right.
double bass in my previous life. So that's a great film. And later on in the year, keep an eye out for Star Wars and Home Alone. But yeah, we really do want to make sure that music is accessible for all our children. And of course, if they come to the Masterworks concerts, the kids come for free.
And you can get all the details of where they're going to be and cost and tickets and everything at floridaorchestra.org, floridaorchestra.org. We didn't get a chance to talk about it. I saw in the paper you might be permanently coming here.
Not might be. You're stuck with me, John. That's it.
Well, we didn't get to talk about it. We got to get you to come back here again.
Oh, okay.
That sounds like a plan.
Now you can really work on that English permanently.
It's 7:57 on AM Tampa Bay.